ground.
Someone's moving on your ground.
The enemy's lying all around.
The enemy's lying all around.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning,
with hey rock and roll.
with a rock and roll.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
With hey rock and roll.
With a rock and roll.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning,
you hear the whistle coming in.
you hear the whistle coming in.
You dive into the dirt again.
You dive into the dirt again.
The shells they come a-raining in.
The shells they come a-raining in.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning,
with hey rock and roll.
with a rock and roll.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
With hey rock and roll.
With a rock and roll.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning,
the enemy starts a creeping in.
the enemy starts a creeping in.
Machine gun crews begin to grin.
Machine gun crews begins to grin.
A jimpy makes a terrible din.
A jimpy makes a terrible thing.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning,
with hey rock and roll.
with a rock and roll.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
With hey rock and roll.
With a rock and roll.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning,
mortar bombs are raining down.
mortar bombs are raining down.
You hear your buddies call around.
You hear your buddies call around.
But you just want to hug the ground.
But you just want to hug the ground.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning,
with hey rock and roll.
with a rock and roll.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
Lekker blokkie. Hey rock and roll.
With a rock and roll.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning,
with hey rock and roll.
with a rock and roll.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
With hey rock and roll.
With a rock and roll.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning,
the bullets they are flying high.
the bullets they are flying high.
You see your buddies fall and die.
You see your bodies fall and die.
It's such an awful way to die.
It's such an awful way to die.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning,
with hey rock and roll.
with a rock and roll.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
With hey rock and roll.
With a rock and roll.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning,
you see a Harrier overhead.
you see a Harrier overhead.
And then you see a flash of red.
And then you see a flash of red.
Rockets are gone, the enemy's dead.
Rockets are gone, the enemy's dead.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning,
with hey rock and roll.
with a rock and roll.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
A little bit of rhythm and soul.
With hey rock and roll.
With a rock and roll.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning,
you look back to the rear and then
you look back to the rear and then
you see the choppers coming in.
you see the choppers coming in.
Over the bushes, trees and men.
Over the bushes, trees and men.
Early in the morning,
Early in the morning.